Hey everybody, Jeremy here. And yeah, I know, I haven't said that in a very long time. Uh, Last video that I uploaded was back in November, early November. And since then, everything's been dark. But I am back now. But before I start with the normal rotation of videos and, trying to become more frequent with it and everything, I just wanted to let you know and explain where I've been these past few months, what I've been up to, what's going on up here in the old noggin. I tried to prepare some notes, bullet points, something so that I wouldn't ramble and so that I could be more concise in the things that I wanted to say, but I don't really want to do that. I'm just gonna rock it off the top of my head, so it might be a little rambly or whatever, but it is what it is. So basically, what happened during that first couple weeks or so, look, we all know what happened. All right. It was the week in which the country, the United States of America, decided that it was going to go down the toilet. And as upset as a lot of people are, and especially were back then, even more so now, of course, it really just, it sucked some of the inspiration. It sucked some of the spirit out of me because it is single-handedly one of the worst decisions that any civilized nation, any democracy has made in my lifetime and in my parents' lifetime. And the only people who can really remember a time where a major power of the world was so horribly wrong in what they were doing is grandparents and great-grandparents, back when they were fighting Nazis. And everyone agreed that it was okay to punch a Nazi in the face. And it still is, by the way. But after that, I just, making videos about like toys and stuff at that moment, it just didn't seem like, in my head, it just didn't seem appropriate. I couldn't bring myself to do it because I didn't want to come out in front of the camera and just start like, oh yeah, check this out and it's all happy and stuff, when I know that in my head, in my heart, I just wasn't feeling it. I was not there at all. But that's not the sole reason why I stopped. It was like a little avalanche of things that was just happening over and over. In addition to that, I decided that, where I was working, I moved on to something else, because, it just wasn't working out as far as, personal life and stuff goes. So I had a whole bunch of, had a lot of money saved up and was, going to look for another place of employment. I didn't really expect for it to take too long, but it was all right. I had plenty of cash, plenty of reserves to, get through months, in case I needed to. Little did I know that that was actually going to happen, and me being able to get back on my feet took much longer, probably nearly 3 times longer than I thought it was going to do. So that's another reason why I haven't been showing anything off, because honestly, I just didn't have anything to show. As time went on, I needed to prioritize those funds more so towards, things that were really, really important, household bills and stuff like that, in order to keep the life moving along. Then in addition to that, my wonderful, wonderful car decided that it did not want to behave anymore. And it developed a problem that I fixed. And then it developed another problem that I cannot fix because at this point it's not even worth it. And that was after I put more money into the car for like tires. Tires aren't cheap, so I had to get tires put in the car. So I did that, and some this repair here, and then this repair there, and it was all just starting to add up. And then it became like, okay, it's not going to happen anymore. Does it still run? Yeah, it still runs, but do I trust it? Not at all. So that also took a lot out. Yeah, that's what happens, in life. It seems like when one curveball gets thrown, more and more just keep coming right after it. And it's like, man, why didn't this happen a month prior? everything would have, it would have worked out a lot smoother. But no, man, when life hits you, it likes to hit you hard, give you the 1-2 punch, a kick in the nuts, and, there you go. So in that time, there were moments where I was like, maybe I should make a video about something. Like, I don't have to buy something to show. I can talk about this. Plenty of other things I can do and all the things I want to talk about. And as I would think about doing that, I would kind of get up, I'll go over to the camera, and it's just lost the motivation to do something. Like, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to show that off. And it was a snowballing effect. It's kind of like if you put something off for a little while and you expect to go back to it. Like, I'll do it a little later, but then you never really get around to doing it. And before you know it, 3 months have passed and you haven't done anything. But I decided to come back today, because things have started to get a little bit of a upward momentum on a positive note, at least for me personally here. I've established some goals that I want to meet in life for this year. Not resolutions, but goals. I don't like resolutions, because resolution seems to like, I resolve, I will do this. Where goals is something that I feel like you can work towards it. And even if you don't accomplish your goal, the fact that you was reaching for it, that's good. And there's no time limit on a goal that you can achieve. So if it doesn't happen in 2017, it's not like you say, I failed my resolution. It's a goal that you work towards. So starting to get back on my feet now. That's part of the goal that's currently going on that I'm happy about. Another goal is within the next couple of months or so, I want to get out of here, this place where I'm living right now, and I want to move into, my wife and I want to move into a proper house and just leave the whole apartment life behind. I've been living in apartments ever since I was out on my own, and we want to move into an actual house now. Maybe a garage, maybe an upstairs, maybe a few bedrooms where I can put all of this stuff properly on display in my office or my man cave or whatever. And she's already signed off on it. 2 bathrooms, because I'm not sharing a bathroom with her, and she feels the same way about me. And, a backyard, maybe a fence, maybe get a dog, and then maybe my cat and the dog could get along and they'll be real happy together. Anyway, that's the goal. And then another goal for this year for me is to, I want to visit Canada, honestly, because I've never been out of the country and I want to see another place besides the United States. I've been all around the southeast of the United States in 2016 and went to a lot of places I never thought that I would go. And I liked some places too. Like I really like North Carolina. I think that's a pretty cool place. Went to some places that I never want to go again. But it is what it is. So I want to make that trip up there to Canada. To drive, it'll take about from here to get into like the closest part of Canada. I think it's like 11 hours or whatnot. But I prefer to fly. Getting the passport all together. I don't think you need a passport to go to Canada, but I would still like to have one. And I don't know when that's going to happen or whatever, but that is a goal of mine, so I can go out of the country and see something else. So yeah, those are the goals. And as for where the channel is going now, I still want to do the cool things about like all the toys and stuff. It's just that right now, in this very moment on January the 30th, 2017, I'm going to need a little bit of time, maybe a couple of weeks or so before I'm able to, showcase the first thing that I want to show you. And one of those things is going to be, if I can find it, the Loyal Subjects Dragon Ball Z blind box figures. I'm not planning on getting all of them. I just want to get one and just try it out, because I got some thoughts about that I'm thinking about sharing. And, once the ball gets rolling and once everything starts to level out, at least financially, then progress will resume as normal. It won't always be like toy videos, though, because I don't want to get too pigeonholed into just doing one thing. So, whatever I feel like would make a cool video or something I would like to do. Like, the goal about going and looking for houses and stuff, that in and of itself, I think could make some pretty neat videos, just touring some homes and getting some ideas like, what do you guys think about this place? What do you think about that place? Now, ultimately, it will be our decision. This is not a reality show, but I think it'll be something that's cool to share. And like moving process, if we're able to do that, fingers crossed, I really, really hope so. I don't really see a reason why we can't, but, yeah. And yeah, just sharing that new experience like that. And I'm also not going to shy away from using this channel to vent my concerns, frustrations, whatever you want to call it, that is political, because I'm not going to bite my tongue when it comes to this kind of stuff, because it is way too important, especially right now in this country, to be one of those people who, you know, just want to kind of stay in the gray zone. Or be like, oh, well, this doesn't really affect me. Like, no, all right, because this is serious. Deadly serious. And I mean that quite literally. It is deadly serious. So if I come out with a video and I start spewing some whole political stuff, you don't have to watch it if you don't want to, but that's something that I just might do. And I'll be very unapologetic for it, because that's what this country needs right now. So that's pretty much the whole gist of where I've been for the past few months. You know, I've been around. If you want to keep up with me, I am on Twitter way too much these days, but I am on there. You can follow me there. It is at Jeremy T. Hill. It is a public account, so you can just go and, you know, read what I'm saying. Follow me if you want. Throw in some mentions, some likes, some rebuttals, whatever you want. So I'm there on Twitter most of the time, and then also on Instagram under the same name, Jeremy T. Hill. Try to start posting some more pictures there on Instagram as well, but mostly on Twitter. So I think that's just about it. I feel like I'm forgetting to mention something. You might see like these pops in the background. I put them back in the box and I stacked them up against this wall because I didn't like where they were before. And I just decided, what happens if I stack them in their boxes? And that's just kind of where they are right now. It's not all the pops. There's still plenty of other pops lying around, you know, all over the place. But it is what it is. So if you guys stuck around throughout this whole video and listened to me rant and all that good stuff, and if you still stuck around and was just waiting to see when I was going to upload something else, thank you so much for your patience and for sticking around. And I am going to do better. It is a new year. You know, it's not easy. Waking up most of the time sucks. Going to sleep a lot of the time sucks. But I do understand that there's a very, very strong need for, you know, an escape, entertainment. I watch Twitch a lot. That is my escape. I look at a lot of other people's videos. You know, that's what works for me. So if I can provide anything like that at all to help someone get away for a few minutes before they have to go back to the harsh realities of life, then it will be worth it. So that's something I'm going to try to do and strive to do, and hope that you'll be there with me. So that is it. Rant over. Thanks for watching. And until next time, very soon, I'm Jeremy, and I will talk to you later.